Welcome to One Crack News. The boy Carcino here. And let's get it running. Sorry, but my food arrived here. Oh, that's the Nate Jones membership. Hold on. There we go. That works better. Now, let's talk about it, good people. What to do when they don't try to understand you? That's the question I was asked yesterday. And I said I'll be happy to answer that question. See, when a person, your spouse, me, it would be female for me, the person that I'm dating, that would always fall in the category of, others might have same sex, or they might be dealing with a male. It might be a female, and you're looking at it, talking to a male, right? Okay, so here we are. This is the problem. When they don't understand you, you might have to change the way you're communicating. Talking and communicating are two different things. If I say, I'm going over there with Fred and them and all this stuff, and they got a party going on at 3:00, so I might be over there at Fred's, and Fred and them, Fred got the new truck, Fred got all that going on, man, and Fred got this money and all this stuff, man. You talking about putting something together Friday? All right, I'm gonna go to work. You talking, but you're not communicating. Communicating is, hey, I think Fred got something going on this weekend over at his house. I don't know the date and time yet. I think it's Saturday, though, or Friday night. I'll find out for sure. Are we doing anything, me and you, this week? Do we have anything on the schedule for this weekend? Because I want to go to this thing that Fred's having. What's your schedule look like? Okay, you're available too? All right, good. We both can go. Oh, you got to work? Oh, okay. Well, you don't mind if I go, right? Because I still want to hang out with Fred. That's communicating. That's different from talking. So sometimes when people don't understand you, it's because how you communicate to them. You're talking, assuming that talking is communication. It's not. A lot of people talk and don't say anything. So it's how you present something to someone that could change a mode of why they don't understand you. Everyone seems to have a difference of opinions when it comes to that. Communication could also be the other person. They might be bad at communicating something, but this is where assumptions come in at. Remember the ruiner of relationships? Assumptions. Assumptions ruin all relationships because you start assuming when the communication is not there. You start assuming this is what's happening. You're assuming, and you build your anxiety up off of what you think is happening. You build it up in your mind and give yourself all anxiety, stress, and everything based off an assumption. How's that helping anybody? Right? That don't help anybody. Now, when you get to the crux of the situation, you have two people that clash because they don't understand the communications between each other. It's not rare. It's very common. So when you see someone come through and they say something off the cuff that's crazy, or they feel like you ain't listening to them, most of them shut down, whether it's the woman or the man. The women they don't really shut down. They get louder. They just start venting over every little thing that have annoyed them over the past probably 6 years. They just start throwing everything at you because they're mad about one thing that you didn't do right. And now you got to figure out, after all this variation of things you have done wrong over the last 6 years, so that she's throwing at you all at once. I hate the way you load the dishwasher. Why you never ask me if I want anything from the stuff? Everything getting thrown at you at once. And you're like, I don't know. She's just crazy. So you shut down. And the man normally shuts down and just be like, I'm not going to say anything because she's already wind up. If I say anything, she just explodes. So I'm just going to be quiet because I want to watch the game. So now when you see that transpire, you're starting to see a process of, oh, I see this is what it looks like on this side. I see what they're doing over there. Oh, I see that person doing that over there. Oh, I see what's happening here. And they don't try to better their relationship. See, they feel an outside person can't tell them, I know my wife better. You can't tell me I know my wife better than anybody. How you gonna tell me about my wife? So most people say, you can't tell me about my wife. I know my wife better than anybody. I know what she's like when she comes home and she's vulnerable and she gets in the bed and she cries. I know about all that stuff. So you can't tell me about my wife. But what they're not telling you is the part that really hurts. And the part that really hurts in the situation is that they're on the outs. They're on the outside looking in. That's right. They're on the outside looking in. And they have no idea how things are going to get better because they just think, look, we're together. We're both stuck. If your relationship with your wife is looked at and stuck, you don't want to be there. If you use the word stuck, you don't want to be there. You're not vested into a relationship. Guys will say it more than anybody in the world. I'm stuck. Ain't nothing I can do. I'm stuck. But why are you stuck? Because they feel like I'm too old to get back in the game and try to find somebody else to be married to. That's why. Because it all makes sense. I've seen it all. I've seen marriages up close. I've seen relationships. I've been in them. I tell you, this is exactly how it is. What to do when they don't understand you is to communicate. You have to change the way you communicate. If they're not understanding you, change it to a way you can communicate with them. One girl, to get her to understand, you know what I did? Because she wasn't listening to me when I talked. So I wrote notes. I write it down so she can read it. You know why? Because she can't tell me to shut up, or she interrupt me and cut me off in the letter. She's got to read the letter all the way through and then get the understanding. She had a listening problem. Why? Because her whole family's like that. Her mom, none of them listen. They all cut each other off. As soon as somebody say 3 words, then somebody else walk in the room and just jump in it. They ain't got nothing to do with it. I'll be like, oh, God damn. Hey, what's up? I'm over here. Oh, man. It'd be over some of the smallest things. It's going to the wrong weed dealer. I thought that would never be a relationship problem. Going to the wrong weed dealer. What? When has that been a situation in a relationship? Why'd you go to him? I told you, I don't even like he be robbing you. You so stupid. Why you go to that dude and get it? Cause he the only one that had it. I called the guy, you said he didn't pick up. This guy had the weed right there and it was ready to go. He waited up. I seen it. No, man, he be skimming on them bags. Man, that stuff don't be hitting like nothing. Now you just wasted 20, 30. I know. I can't trust you to do goddamn nothing. Damn, I got to do everything. Next time you do it then. Damn, don't ask me to do shit. I've seen that happen. I've seen them argue and bring that conversation up, knowing that this is an illegal drug transaction. They bring it up in conversations at restaurants, at dinners. Like, man, can you believe she went to blah, blah, blah to go get the weed? His bags be all skimmy. I don't smoke, dog. But you know he's a piece of shit. You know he ain't good. So I told her, go over here, go get it from over there. Y'all, she was just lazy. Talking about she called him. He said his phone didn't even ring. I said, I already know. He just closer. So she just like, I'm just going to get it from here. Weed is weed. Nah, see, that's what I'm talking about. I can't trust her to do nothing. I asked her to do one thing. It always coming up. Who would have thought that some with weed would come all the way back around? Full circle. Now, there's a lot of situations. There are a lot of situations that are presented themselves that don't really add up to the measure of what a person should really be doing out here. So it's always looking funny in the light. Everything looks funny in the light. when you're not doing the right things. I was so offended when I saw the transactions that happened previously. I said, okay, I'm offended because this should have been handled in a different way. It should have been handled with a more, I would say, sensitive manner. Like the need to tell all your friends all your business is a bad mistake. That's a bad way to do things because it's always like you can't trust what's going to happen next because now you put yourself at the mercy of what these people want to do. Because you never know how they're going to use the information. They might use that information to hurt you one day when y'all get upset or have a fallout. You never know. So the main thing you don't want to do is that. No, that's the main thing. It's the communication. It's you got to change the way you communicate. If they're not trying to understand you, then maybe when you change communications, maybe they have the problem with the communication. And then if they're not willing to change, then they don't care about you and you probably shouldn't be in a relationship anyway. So why would you kill yourself or give yourself a heart attack, a fatal heart attack, knock on wood, or fake wood? But don't put yourself in a situation where you're gonna have to make a decision on being there a long term. Don't wait 6-7 years you've been with this person to say now I can't do nothing with this person. It all depends on who's in the way. Sometimes you got people that's in the way and they're blocking their own success because they shouldn't even have been there. Not at all. A lot of people will say that. They'll say, oh, I don't like the way you did this. This shouldn't have been there. This person should have gotten that, or I just don't understand why I had to take this long. You should have went in this direction. Listen, take advice the way it comes. You take it and you process it and you see how it works in your life. Nobody say, oh, I got it. I'm running with it. See how it fits in your life. Somebody might say some things that might encourage you or make you think in a different format. Then you have other people who they got to wear a suit and tie. They have to have a big luxury car. They got to have manicured nails. And they're too pretty for everybody. And they're giving you all the advice in the world, but they some real effed up people that don't nobody want to be with because they too perfect. They too perfect. They spend all their time being so perfect. They want you to be just perfect, just like them. You do one thing wrong. Oh, this ain't working. You are not using that fork. That's why I have a shrimp fork for shrimp. Oh, this is a waste of my time. I can't do this. Check, please. They can't do it. They too perfect. So that's my advice to that question that I had. Thank y'all for the question. I appreciate it. One Crack News. We are out.